Welcome to
Hey.
Kahawa Talk. Yeah. So we are on Kahawa Talk, and today we have a fantastic guest. As you know, because it's March, Women's Month, we decided to celebrate women working in producing country, in coffee producing country. And we started already with Guvu in Meru. So now today we have Séverine from Univers Cafe. You're going to have all the info below, don't worry. And Séverine, a day, wanted to really, not a date, it's a long process. Wanted to work in coffee, try several places all around Paris. And because a thing I didn't tell you, yes, Séverine is French, but she's going to tell a bit much more about it later, as soon as we ask her the question. And so she tried, and a day she just say, you know what? I will be better off just to go to the producing country and learn a bit more. So she decided to go to Colombia. Over there, got a farm and work with women farmers. So she's going to tell us all our stories. It's going to be something really exciting. So let's celebrate women working in coffee producing country this March and a little bit this April. So welcome to Kahawa Talks, Séverine. Please tell us a bit much more about you. What is your role in the coffee industry?
Well, hi everybody. Well, yes, I am French, so I first start to explain that I may have some problem to express myself. So maybe sometime I will switch from English to French, but normally it should be good. You can hear by my accent that I am French, so it's okay. This is a good excuse. So in the coffee industry, as you said, I arrived not by accident, because I grew between a restaurant and a coffee shop in a village in Normandy. So coffee, I grow with it. It's kind of part of my life from the beginning. And so I knew I will finish my life by doing something with food or now for coffee. So yes, I start by having a first degree in barista with the SCA. And so I start looking for a job, and the question was every time, what is your experience in coffee? So I had no experience. I was trying to get some. So I left to Colombia, met crazy people, amazing people. And yes, I bought a farm, and I worked with women and farmers in this country who was completely in them job and was very passionate about it and had a very, very hard life. That's maybe the things who made me having this decision, the final decision to do something in the coffee industry. It's the hard life that they have, really. So from the moment that they start to grow a bean and then having a first picking of a fruit, it takes 4 or 5 years. And to have a good result in the cup, it takes much more than that sometimes. So it's a very hard process. It's a life story. And because I met those very, very nice life story people, and Colombia is amazing about coffee. This is really a great place. So that was the perfect place to do something. And I met 200 farmers in this association in the south of Tolima, which is called ASOPEP. So they took me as a member of the family, and we start to have this little business. So I came back to France with samples and start to speak about my history, the adventure that it was. and the project that I had to sell maybe some of those wonderful coffees. And it started like this 3 years ago, and now Univer Coffee is born a year ago. Coffee is, and COVID was not a good meeting, but it's okay, you know. The coffee is growing in the country, so there is coffee around, good coffees. And so I'm starting to make some business around in France with those coffees and having some good results. So I can work with women from the farms, and I work for women here with have a roastering place. And so, yes, this is the story at the moment.
Oh, that is great. That is great. So don't worry if sometime you need to do in French, obviously, like we say,
yeah.
translate in English. Oh, don't be sorry. It's fun. It's Kahawa Talks. We're just here to have fun and to learn much more about coffee and understand the people behind coffee. Not the
there is some wonderful people.
Exactly. There's really wonderful people, and that's why we're having this talk. So now, Séverine, so you work with all those beautiful ladies, coffee producer, doing those great things in Colombia with Asopep, and after with your company, La Mujer de Café? No, Las Mujeres de Café. You're going to tell us a bit more about this,
because
and
there is
explain a bit more, if you can. Like this, you're going to correct me about Las Mujeres.
Yes.
Go. You can go. So just tell us about what you're doing over there in Colombia.
Yeah. Well, in the association, there is 30% of women actually who are managing the farms and being a first member of the family, because that place is very known for the story, which is the war with the FARC. So this is really the middle of the place who starts the story of the FARCS, and they spend 60 years all around. And so the coffee farmers were not able to growing the coffee normally. And now, after the end of this long story, because it's 5 years ago they start to give back the arms, and there is a process of peace around. So this is really a kind of reborn, and coffee is helping really much, you know, the people around to have a new life and to make a business and to forget this part of the story. So there is a lot of women who live alone because they have losing the older man of the family, husbands, fathers, brothers, kids. So 30% of the women in these 200 farmers association was growing coffee, and we decided to start a line, special line, which is called Manos of the Mujeres, Manos of the Mujer, because it's a woman who will pick the coffee. So it's it's a very, very nice story. I'm very emotional about it.
No, it's good.
Yes. So I'm sorry.
Don't. It's a beautiful story, because I mean, those women suffer a lot. And the FARC were not nice people. Whatever people think is really cool.
Well, not only the FARCs. There is a long story about that. It's not about only the FARCs. It's war. So almost there was the military around. There had to be two faces. When was the military and when there was the FARCs, they had two faces to have. So two compartments to be.
Yeah.
And so yes, it's sad because so many people around have been, disappear,
and all those kind of things.
Yeah, it's a kind of resilience. The coffee machine is just amazing with that, because there is a lot of good coffee around. There was not the chemical industry coming for selling the chemical stuff,
Yeah, yes.
So
Also
all around it's
pesticide and
coffee,
everything.
organic coffee, and which is good. In
Yeah.
somehow, wow, we're good for that because there's a lot of organic coffee around, and
Yeah.
those people are completely dedicated to them coffee, to them job. So they make wonderful job. So yes, it's very, very nice to work with women who make good coffees, have a nice family, and yeah, it's very, very. I was very humble in the middle of those women.
Yeah, and it's highly rewarding to see that you supporting and promoting people who work so hard and endure so much and produce so well, and say I'm a part of
Yeah,
that.
that's true.
It's just you feel warm. You feel like it's just that's why I'm living. I'm not living to do stupid pretty face on Instagram. I'm living to support people who
I
work
have not
hard.
that beautiful face. I'm so emotional, so I'm all the time making faces and funny faces. So it's not about Instagram faces.
Yeah,
No,
but that is
not about
really
it.
good. It's really good that we have this, and it's good to see women supporting other women, and
Yeah.
because it's true, there's a lot of competition, and we need to compete. But once we have something we're doing together, it is really important that we support each other. And between us women, we know how to do this. We know how to say, even you my competition, but now we need to be together to do something better.
Yeah.
And this is fantastic to see that you achieve that kind of
But I'm trying to.
project. Yeah. And it's not easy. It's not easy. I mean,
It's not
we are
easy.
from Paris. We are in Paris, and we know what it is
Yeah.
over there. So it's good. It's really fantastic. It's really fantastic. So now, next part, so you work with those ladies. You do know this. You back to Paris. Univers Cafe is born. Tell us about it.
Sorry, I couldn't
So when
hear.
you arrive in Paris, you came back to Paris, okay?
Yes.
And you have all your sample, you want to do something,
Yeah.
you want to promote those ladies. What did you do? Tell us the rest of the story.
Well, I had this barista knowledge that I never used, and I found a job as a barista in a place where, well, it was not very busy, so I was not very, very trained, but I had those coffee that I could make, arranging cuppings. And I was in the middle of the place, in the good place, you know. I was with the people who used to organize the competitions. So I met a lot of people with those samples. I made some cupping, and I went to the Barista Championships to make myself knowing and to make some noise.
Yes.
So I went after 2 months of barista job. It was totally crazy. I knew I was not able to win. I wasn't there I was there for just speaking about my experience and my love for coffee, and to share something different, and showing that barista was not only making coffee machine, he was also having some patience and going very far away with it.
Yeah.
And then sharing it with the people who was coming in the morning or any time in the day for having coffee and a little chat, because it's also about that. You know, I do like to be all around, you know, the place from the seed of the coffee to the cup with the customers. This is because I still I am a barista still, so I can speak with the customer about those projects that I sell. And it's amazing to share those experiences. So I was there, you know, I make myself funny, and it was nice to share with people. I met so many crazy nice people around, and it was a beautiful championship. I was in the people who was too long. You know, I speak too much, but I had so much fun. Yeah,
A bit of
11
it to love.
seconds.
It was just a bit.
Yeah, yeah,
It was
yeah.
just a bit.
But it was so nice.
Yeah,
And
and
that's how
everybody
I
remembered.
start my story with coffee, specialty coffee in France.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that is good. So that is a moment now. You making some noise and everything, and that's the pity. I'm going to find pictures and I'm going to put them around when you were, because it was. I mean, this performance was great. Was
Yeah,
emotional, and when we saw the time, we were just going big sigh. Please stop.
yeah,
But
it was
anyway,
amazing. I
people
remember
really
it. It
got
was a
so
day
much
with a
emotion.
farmer.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. There was a lot of emotion in the jury, you know.
Yeah. There was a lot
I
of emotion, and it was really, it was great. And now, thank
Yeah.
you for sharing all this kind of emotion. It was fantastic.
Oh
So
yeah.
now
A
you,
good
so
memory.
you done this championship, you organize a coffee, you really advertise the coffee, and now you are working in another place in Paris, and you
Yeah.
start selling your beautiful coffee. Tell us about
Yeah. Well, yes. I took all the money that I had and I started the story of Univer Coffee. So Univer, it's all about this Univer that I met, and I wanted to share really the story of the farmers. So I'm 51 years old in a few days, and so I'm very very
it. No,
about
you're
this
18. You're 18.
Instagram.
You're 18. And some little dust.
Yeah, in my heart I am. Yes, yes, a little bit less than that even. I'm a kid. That's crazy. Yes, I am. But yes, so I'm bad with Instagram and all the stuff like Facebook. But anyway, I have my very nice coffee and all is in the cup. So I start Univer Coffee with a little bit of money and with the help of the farmers who gave me them coffee without payment. It's been a year that some of them are still waiting for have a payment. It was a challenge. It was something very very beautiful because it really they helped me to do that, and it was about sharing something, a strategy to sell them coffee at the right price and having some light about them life as well and sharing them work. And it's a shame because one of those coffee was going to the French Championship this year, and because of the COVID, he were not able to. But they have really really good coffees, and Univer Coffee make me able to share it. And so I'm waiting for some new samples because there was this fly crop a few months ago, and there is some good coffee coming around. So with Univer Coffee, this is the deal. They give me some coffee, I sell it and give them back the money. So my customers knows about that. They pay very fast the coffee. They know where it come from the coffee. They know the story of the farmer. I do know the
Full
farmer, so I spend
transparency.
time with them.
Yes, that is good.
It's
Full transparency. Thank you.
yeah, even the company who bought the coffee from Colombia to Europe is it's a very small company. The woman is Colombian and her husband is from Germany. So my coffee is in Germany, and that's also the customer accept it. They pay a little bit more the transport because my coffee is in Germany, not in France. But there is a full story around, so it's okay for that because it's a very very small trade, and there is only few people around, and everybody know everybody. So it's a family story, really.
Oh, God. Thank you very much. Give me the goosebumps. I love it. I really love it. It's just
Yeah,
beautiful. It's really beautiful, extremely emotional. And it's just amazing. We're going to have all those women working in coffee producing country, doing all those really unknown work and so hard and not rewarded enough. So right now, this is the time to say, who they hear, please
Yes.
give them the thumb up, support their coffee, support their work.
Yeah, really, really, they
coffee.
need it, they need it. And especially at that time with the COVID, which is very, very hard, much more hard.
Because Colombia
there is a problem
really
with
badly.
the pickers. Yeah. In Colombia, there is 7 places where coffee is growing in the country. So the same pickers will move from one place to another to live and pick the coffee all around the country. But this year, because of the COVID, they couldn't move. And so there was problem for picking the coffee, and for the pickers, it was problem for having a job all the year. So yes, really, the farmers, especially the women who have also the family to work on, yeah,
they depend on that money, and that money didn't come.
24 hours day job.
Same things here in Kenya. It's just, it has been really, really terrible. And all the pickers say, well, if I go to the farm, I have to stay to that farm for the next 4 months. When normally I'm supposed to work in 3 or 4 or 5 farms. This time, just one farm, and I'm stuck there. I can't move. And I can't afford that because I have to be with my family, and my family depends on me. And it has been extremely complicated. So it's really good that we can do this talk about this, create an awareness, and who knows who's watching it and say, but who is that girl? Who is that Colombian coffee? What is that Colombian coffee? I want to have more. I can tell you, I cup myself that Colombian coffee is really delicious. And I don't say that because I'm biased or whatsoever. It's just, it's much more than a story. It's just the quality, the organic quality of this coffee are extremely high. The coffee is nice, it's clear, it has beautiful flavor, it's extremely complex. And at the same time, it can be easy for people who are not really aware of all the complexity of coffee. So for people who really expect a lot, they will have this. But for people who are a bit afraid of too much, it will be well bonded in their mouth in order to have something that, although it can be complicated, is actually very simple because it's enjoyable. So this is the kind of things that Kahawa Talks want to promote all the time. And do it with women is much more rewarding because things people needs to understand and needs to know. 60 to 70% of the community around coffee is run by women. However, the only people we know are all men, and generally men from the global north. And women who work in global south are totally unknown. So having people like Séverine, like Catherine, like all those people we have in Kahawa Talk, just to say, hey, hang on, those women are here and they need support. It's going to create much more awareness, and people are going to understand that when coffee has a price, it doesn't have only a price, it has a face behind it. It has a story behind it. It has some kind of hard work. Coffee is not just born. Coffee is work on. Coffee is love. Coffee is worked for. And it's a long process that we need to be aware of in order to pay the right price for it.
The rice, exactly. This is the point. The only one point is to get the farmer to be more able to enjoy the life they have with the product that they make, because really, really, it's the opposite at this time. And it's a shame, really. Was for me the most important reason for me to become a part of the coffee industry, really, because when I saw them lives, and then if you follow the story of the coffee till the coffee shop, which this is crazy, because sometimes you pay a cup of coffee more than 1 kilo. What get the farmer. So it is very hard. It is very hard.
And but it's good just to
have to change.
Things has to change, And I think COVID made people think. So there's not only bad things in coffee, in COVID, in coffee, nothing is bad, everything's good. But in COVID, it really make a bit much more awareness about our environment. So let's take that negative and turn it in something positive.
Yes.
That's it. Thank you. So it's not finished. Now, the question we always ask, the things we always ask to all our guests is the little happy ending point. So you, Séverine, you've seen a lot in coffee, really, really a lot. So for all the women all around the world working in coffee producing country, can you give some little warmth, some little hope, something, some words that go in just to say somewhere there is a light, some support, I don't know, some kind of thing. Yeah. What do you want to tell to all of them?
Well, from what I see in Paris and in the coffee, specialty coffee industry in France, there is much more women coming to starting business in coffee and starting to having interest and being more on the front line. So I think it's moving in that way. There is more women who going to have a part in the coffee industry, which is for me a good thing, because we have been different, women and men, whatever we say, yeah, the parity must be there, but we are different. So that's definitely be good for the coffee industry, that there is more women on the front line, and that's arriving step by step. I think that's what I see in the coffee industry in the good way.
Mm-hmm. And what kind of word of encouragement would you like to tell to those women?
Well, to never give up, because if men can do it, we can do it too. That's all.
We can.
Yeah.
Yes, we can.
Yeah, there is no reason why a woman couldn't be something that a man do. No reason.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And maybe just instead of having all those women working in the background of the coffee and not be heard, and just having the men in Global North being heard very loud. So maybe it may be times that women from Global South say, hey, you white man with a tie, maybe we should be presenting our coffee because we know how to make it. We made it. You didn't. You just bought it on New York, on the New York stock, New York commodity market. I mean, come on.
One force is that because we are not that much, if we get to work together between women, if we make more happening, things happening between around women, and that's what I see as well. There is more lines, women's lines, coffee from like pink coffee on the industry. So some part probably because the business is there, because it's a wave, but there is as well some new association who take really care about that. And so, we have to be stronger together and more sharing and working more together. Definitely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, thank you very much for
Thanks
what
to you.
Say. So you're going to have also link for Asopep, Las Manos de Morer, Univers Café, all down there. If you cannot reach it and if you want to know more, please contact me at learncoffee@bic.ac.ke, and I will give you all the info and more about Séverine. And wherever you are in the world, there's beautiful coffee all around the world, and there's fantastic women with those beautiful hands, hard-working hands.
Yeah.
Sure that every day you have the most wonderful cup of coffee. Exactly.
Definitely.
Exactly. So thank you very much, Séverine. Enjoy
Thanks to
your
you.
day. And we hope to have you again here. Maybe when I go to Paris and we're going to have you, or when you come here, or if we, like we met the first time in Colombia.
Exactly. Yes, yes. You see,
Yeah.
Colombia was a
That's
land.
good.
Yeah.
So thank you very much and enjoy your day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Enjoy. Bye-bye.